Let's move in and start talking about some of the tools and some of the requirements we have with our company. First of all, our unfranchised management. Let's move in and start talking about some of the tools and some of the requirements we have with our company. First of all, our unfranchised management system, one of the most sophisticated methods of leveraging and administrating your business you could ever find, is available to you for a subscription fee of $20 a month. It's a system of management services, and I should say tools, designed to help you manage your sales organization. It's definitely going to leverage your time. What used to take us many hours a week to get done, we can simply do in a click of a button right now. And it allows you to grow very efficiently your unfranchised business. The UFMS, as we refer to it, it'll manage all of your reports. You can do credit card ordering and all the services associated with that. There's management training, not only MP3 downloads, but there's CDs you can order from there. We have Market America responsive voice information networks there called Marvin. Matter of fact, the Marvin system, I'd highly recommend it if you're trying to learn to use that you have your people go online and just experience it. It's a way for them to check on volumes and data they need to be able to operate their business. Power Voice Link, Pat Live messaging system. All of these things are allowing you to take care of things like your transfer buy that will be on there. And it's imperative, obviously, that you know your organization to be able to work with them. What kind of orders are they placing? What kind of volumes are they producing? When are they activated? Who are people that may be on a purge report, which we'll talk about. UFMS is required really to exercise your monthly accrual option. Talk about some of these tools also, like Marvin that we just mentioned a minute ago. It's really designed to answer basic inquiries pertaining to your distributorship. It's a voice response system. I have not seen a lot of people use it a lot, but it is something where you can get your queue date if you're ever on the road traveling or need that information to make sure you're up to speed, annual renewal date, the date that your Form 1000 was received, etc. And all you need to do is call in at the 336-605-5556 number, and really to experience how easy it is to be able to get that queue date that we were just mentioning. Another tool that we have available is called Power Voice Link. It's a telephone service that enables you as a distributor to access your weekly volumes and commissions earned, right? It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week service. It's similar to the same as Marvin. Pat Live messaging system. This is something that is a great tool for leveraging maybe advertising, communications within your business. It's a voicemail system provider, and you simply enroll by calling the 800 number. It's also one of the features you can use as you do the enrollment. You can get set up with it as well. You should know this. You may or may not continue using Pat Live messaging for a long time, but it's well worth at least the first 30 days so that you can get all the free Pat Live messaging when you purchase a UFMS at the sign-up process. There are dozens and dozens of short trainings that are instrumental to make sure you get up to a speed properly. Let's talk about transfer buying. Transfer buying is something you can use as a tool to make sure the requirements are met on a regular basis. It's a standing order that's going to be shipped monthly or automatically. It's paid for by a bank draft or a credit card, and we set this up 2 weeks prior to your queue date. Your queue date's, of course, the Friday of the week in which you established your business, your qualification date. You can change this every month if you want to. You can put on things that you need a lot of or things you use once in a while. I really like to have people do the amount needed for things they personally use within the house, or that they could sell, either one. But what happens is anything you order above that, you're able to place down into your business. So be sure that you have the transfer buy set up. It's designed really so you'll never have a negative experience with volumes flushing out. And it helps you meet that minimum requirement and allows you to maintain your monthly accrual. Let's talk about the word forfeit. You've heard it used several times throughout this presentation so far. Forfeit. This means you have enough volume on the left and right of your business development center to meet the criteria to get paid, but you don't get the check. All right? To avoid the forfeit, there's some things that you should do, which we've already covered, but let me reiterate. Number one, make sure the forms are done. Your 925, your 1001, and by no means ever miss your Form 1000. There's no reason for it. You do your customers, you have them registered online. All you have to do is get on there, click on it, which I'll show you in a little bit how to do that, and it's done. You avoid forfeiting your check by getting your annual renewal in. Remember, get it done early. It saves a lot of trouble. You would forfeit a check if you did not complete your 3 required trainings, your basic 5, new distributor training, and executive coordinator certification training. Be sure that you have those in place. Okay? Let's take a look also at the reasons for forfeit. You do not have 2 personally sponsored distributors, one on the left and one on the right when you reach a payout. Example, you reach 1,200 business volume on the left and 1,200 on the right before becoming activated. Okay, here's another one. You have not had one preferred customer place a BV product order through your web portal, auto ship program, or other MA affiliated websites. It could be a motive site, transition, or so on. Each quarter based on your 3-month queue period. So it's important to be sure and have these people get this done. Here's another one we referred to a minute ago, the 925 and 1001. They both must be completed to earn that check. Okay, we talked about not completing the 3 required trainings. Let's talk about this term flush for a minute. There's actually 2 kinds of flushes. Flushing, actually what it does is it's going to reset group business volume or group incentive business volume. And what it does, it resets those banks. You have those banks on either side of your business development center that are accumulating volume. There's 2 ways to get them reset back to 0. The first one, which is really what we want to focus on, is when your bank resets because you've accumulated 5,000 group business volume or 5,000 group incentive business volume in the left and right banks of that business development center, and you've received all the checks. You received that $600 commission check. At that point, it resets to 0. A bad flush, or what we call a red flush, is when all of your banks reset because you chose not to exercise the monthly accrual option, or you did not meet the monthly BV accrual option. It could have been because you did not meet your UFMS subscription requirement, or it could be you did not meet your monthly IBV accrual option. Let's look at what a purge would be. A purge is your business volume and your IBV totals on the left and on the right reset to 0 in all of your business development centers. The distributor becomes inactive. You must be requalify those business development centers with 200 personal BV before they'll begin to accrue group business volume again. All of the personal business volume disappears from your upline group business volume banks as well. So remember, when a purge happens, just to restate it again, it's very important you understand this, the distributor becomes inactive. So if someone in your organization were to purge, what's going to happen is they will not have an active person in that organization if that was the only distributor they had that they had personally sponsored. Okay? Also, when you purge, the volume that you lose out of your centers affects everybody upline. They also lose that volume. So this is not a good one to have happen. This is the one we want to avoid, and it's a very simple process to make sure that doesn't happen. There's 3 reasons that you would purge. Go through those quickly here. First of all, you did not meet the minimum activity requirements of at least 150 business volume for the quarter. Again, what do we have set up to make sure you hit that requirement? Yes, you're right. The transfer buy that happens 50 business volume a month, a standing order that comes, it meets that requirement. The next one, you did not submit your Form 1000, which is your quarterly sales report, in a timely manner. This is a requirement that as you register your customers, preferred customers, your unfranchised management system becomes very valuable to you because you can go right online, right into what we call our back office, click on their names, products sold to meet that requirement. The third way is you do not submit your annual renewal before the December 31st. I also want to make sure I go back and say one more thing about the Form 1000 before moving on. You must submit your Form 1000 before 2 p.m. Eastern time of the week ending Friday that your quarter ends. So if your quarter ends on after 3 Q day periods, that Friday, you can't turn it in after 2 o'clock and have it count for that quarter. But what did I tell you we need to do in order to avoid that? Have stuff done early. Please do not wait. Everyone in my organization, I ask and expect them to have it done as soon as they get get the requirement met, but no later than within 60 days into that quarter. Very, very, very important. I will also say this, that you're going to be given a notice of possible purges for not having satisfied the Form 1000 or 150 business volume on unfranchised business account. It's in the back office. There's also alerts and a purge report on the management reports. And it usually starts happening about a month before the deadline. What I do is each week I go to the report section and I pull up a purge warning report. And I'm able to see everybody in my organization that's in danger of this happening. And I expect my upline or my executive coordinators to be able to handle that and go down in there and make sure people understand and are educated on that process. If you have a question about this segment, do not just blissfully go by and say, oh, well, I'll get it later. Take time to either ask the right questions or check with the people that have a vested interest in your success. Let's talk about sales tax for a minute. When you order product, you're required in most states to pay sales tax. To avoid having to pay Market America sales tax on an order, you, the paying distributor, must have an appropriate sales tax documentation on file with Market America for the state or territory in which the product is going to be shipped. We, as distributors, are completely responsible for collecting and remitting and reporting all of the owned sales tax. So when you buy a product, you're responsible for remitting that sales tax as you sell it and personally use it back to the state if you have a sales tax agreement set up with the company. This form must be mailed or faxed to the company along with a copy of your sales tax license and certificate. It's also maybe printed on your unfranchised business account, downloads, and then administration. I recommend, personally, if you're thinking about this, I would have to say that, in my opinion, it's the easiest to set it up so that Market America is going to be able to cover that for you. Distributors that do not have a sales tax agreement, what they do is they set up with Market America and pay Market America a 2% administration charge on every order. What that 2% administration is for is they put Market America in a position that they will file the sales tax with the state for you. That keeps you from having to worry about bookkeeping and taking care of that. Now, each state is different, and all the sales and taxes are different. But Market America will take care of that. They'll charge the 2% on each order that you place and then file it for the state with you. I would also recommend that you purchase iTransact merchant account if you have a sales tax certificate for convenience of fulfilling web portal orders out of your state with product from your physical inventory. Basically what happens, our iTransact account allows you to take credit cards from different states and being able to take care of that as well if you're going to fill that from your personal inventory. Okay, there's the sales. Let's talk about some record keeping. This is one of the last great advantages we have as distributors in this country, or business owners, I guess, or Americans, is to be able to deduct things due to the fact we own our own business. Your record keeping of your expenses should be done in a diligent and accurate manner, because what's going to happen is you can really remove a lot of the tax liability through expenses you have to expand and build your business. Let me give you some examples here. Any advertising, promotional materials, automobile expenses, just track to and from where you go and the mileage associated, travel expenses, airfare, car rentals, gasoline associated with car rentals, any hotels, meals, entertainment of prospects. You know, I know in the Orlando area, I go to some of the Orlando Magic games, and occasionally I'll take a prospect, and I can deduct those tickets as a part of the entertainment process according to the accounting advice that I've received. Trainings and admission fees. So if you go to the International Convention, which I highly recommend, there's a training or admission fee for the ticket. Freight, administration, shipping costs, postal charges, business equipment. You can write off your computer, faxes, furniture, office supplies, paper, ink. You can write off the tax preparation, of course. You just need to remember that you are an independent business owner, and it's your responsibility to maintain accurate records on all of your financial transactions. Market America will not do that for you. You are responsible for that yourself. It's also advisable, in my opinion, to make sure that you keep track of expenses and have your professional advisor, accountant, give you feedback on what's good to do and not. Record keeping as far as income, any profit from retail sales of product, any commission and bonuses received from the managed performance compensation plan. You are going to be taxed. You're going to get a tax form at the end of the year, a 1099, which is also able to be, you get it off online as well. Okay? All right, so there's some of those pieces that you would need for that. Let's talk about how to build this thing so you make a little money with it and build a solid foundation and have a lot of fun doing it. We'll cover this section actually thoroughly and in depth in the basic 5, but we want to give you some pieces of it so that you can be able to start knowing mentally what it should look like if you're starting to have the success needed to make this a long-term business. The objective for every new distributor, and you've heard me mention a number of times throughout the training, is to create a cash flow through building a repeat customer base. We call that base 10, and then 7 strong is the organizational structure. We're going to create distribution through other distributors and earn $300 monthly in commissions by doing this. Now, it's a short-term goal. The short-term goal would be personally sponsor 2 people who sponsor 2 each and attain the base 10. If you're trying to figure out what an ideal goal would be, what I like new people to be able to do as they get started on this base 10, 7 strong is to, in the first 90 days, have these pieces done. First 90 days where they personally are able to purchase and use 100 business volume and 15 incentive business volume per month. Then what they're going to do is establish 10 repeat customers, we call that base 10, who are going to purchase a minimum of 30 BV and 20 IBV monthly within the first 90 days. All right? So basically you're going to set up about 2 per week for the first 12 weeks is really your goal. Now listen, this is not complicated and it is going to take some effort. You can't expect just because you have a business that you've purchased from Market America that everything's going to come just flowing to you. I would sit down with your executive coordinator, your senior business partners, and have them put together for you a plan of action. And that plan of action should include completing base 10, 7 strong. So if you look at your business center here, your first step is there's you. You have your business volume banks open, ready to accumulate. You're going to develop 10 customers. The 10 customers that generate 30 business volume each is going to generate for you 300 business volume. You personally do 100. That's a total of 400. A business, when you look at what value a distributor brings to the business as far as volume production, you're going to see that it's going to be 400 business volume and then a little more than 200 incentive business volume each month. This will duplicate within your organization. So really here's how it starts looking. You get started and volume is going to start accumulating. You get started, you bring someone on your left, and you bring someone in on your right. They in turn produce 400 business volume and 200 incentive business volume. They get activated by sponsoring someone on their left and right side, which you see Chris and A&B Inc., and of course Mike and Ann and Ben for Sue. That business right there is going to generate for you around $300 a month. Along with your retail profit, which could be anywhere, from $100 to $200 based on your 10 customers, you're looking at a business that will generate between $300 and $500 a month profit for you just in the structure of having 3 active distributors who've applied, created, and qualified on your left, and who've applied and created and qualified on your right. What's interesting about this business structure as well, just another point before we move on here, is these 10 customers that you have and the 10 customers that the 6 distributors underneath you have, you're getting paid as if they are all your distributors. It'll be your responsibility in the managed performance compensation plan to go into those businesses and help these people learn to do what you have done successfully yourself. When that happens, you're going to get paid as if you did all that work. So you're working 10 hours, Tom's working 10, Chris is working 10, A&B Inc.'s working 10, Sue's working 10, Mike's working 10, and Ann and Ben. That's collectively a 70-hour work week for you when you're working 10, maybe 12 hours. And that's collectively going to be around 70 customers for you, even though you're only taking care of 10. So that's really how that works, and that's one of the first steps to be able to make solid, ongoing, profitable income. And 7 strong. Let's talk about some of our online training as we start wrapping up this new distributor training. I think it's interesting to know our unfranchised back office is a distributor-only website. And it's going to give you every single tool necessary for you to measure, monitor, adjust, and control your business. Your profile, company information, customer data, order history, forms, reports, marketing tools, and many more things are all found there. Your rep ID or email, which you should have attained when you registered your business, and password that you set up are required to log in to the unfranchised business account and web portal. I recommend that as you get started, you take some time and just become familiar with this. You'll notice on your web portal at the upper right-hand corner is the Go to Unfranchise in red letters. That's what you would click on. Okay? And then what happens is you're going to pull up a page that'll be the login page for your web portal. You're going to enter your rep ID, which is a 7-digit number, or your email address, which you should always keep current on file with the company. And you're going to enter your password and you're going to hit go. When that happens, you're going to be logged into your account. Now I want to give you another site that has a lot of our training modules on them. And the reason I want to give you this, because you can be a self-student, a self-learner, and learn many, many things that may take you a long time if you wait to have someone else tell you. They've designed this so no matter where you are, you're able to get the information accurately, efficiently, and you're able to get it in your hands to be able to operate without making mistakes. I'm going to give you the inside track on the username and password. First of all, you go online and you go to unfranchisedtraining.com. You see the website listed there. You're going to log in using distributor, and you're going to log in with the password of using Go Now. Now you'll see there's a number of things you can log in to do here. If you're a certified trainer, this is where you'd go. A certified transitions lifestyle coach has a spot. Certified web center trainer, Motives certified trainer as well. Almost every aspect of the unfranchised business account is covered in modules that you can learn from this site. And let's take a look at those training modules as well. Okay, and as you can tell, since there's a password and username, it is a protected site for distributors only. So please do not be giving this out randomly to people that have not signed the policy and procedures contract with us, because it is proprietary information. So let's look at some of the training modules. These are the first things you should go online to Unfranchised Training and take a look at. The first one is the Introduction and Overview. The Introduction and Overview is simply going to walk you through how to work and get involved, get into your office. Okay? It's going to show you those steps to be able to do that and how to navigate that. The next thing is the navigating and using basic functions within your portal, where your account is and the different features that you have. Navigating the basic functions, the most commonly used functions with your portal are covered within this particular module. One of the areas that I think people do struggle with a little bit, knowing what to do on the portal and how to set it up, module number 3 is how to set your web portal up and how to administrate, the pieces necessary to make that work well. Each distributor is going to have their own portal. That's why this is a critical training for them to learn. All web portals are going to be branded, if you will, or named www.marketamerica.com/ whatever name you want to give your portal. Now, there's a lot of conversation that happens about this. People have these long, unique, fancy, they think clever names. My advice is to keep it simple. Keep it something easy to identify and easy to add on to the end of the marketamerica.com/ website. You can customize the look of your portal through your unfranchised business account, other services, and then web portal administration. So if you don't like really how your portal looks, that's how you would make that change. You can make your portal your homepage and enter the unfranchised business account back office through the link on the page itself. All right, so let's go to where we register our preferred customers. Our preferred customer module is going to take you through how to get these customers that we talked about earlier registered. If they go right online, they can just click when they buy online and register. But if you've sold them a product individually out of your own inventory, you would go into this area and then they would be able to register that way. Creating your 10 to 15 repeat retail customers is going to be a huge key for your success. It doesn't sound like that much, and it's really even hard to believe that registering 10 to 15 customers is going to get you where you want to go. But trust me, it's not about you doing everything, it's about you doing a few things well. And this is one of the things you need to do well. This module is also going to cover the processing of e-commerce orders. The module number 5 is the ordering services page. How do you place an order? How do you get it, how do you read the order? How do you track it? All those pieces. This is actually a lot of fun to do because you sell product and you want personal items. You just simply go on here and you're able to order those products from that. One of the areas that's going to be really critical is Online Form 1000. I've referred to it a number of times about how simple it was to go in there, identify your customers, click on it so you have credit for your Form 1000. Remember the 200 retail dollars sold in a 90-day period to a minimum of at least 2 different people. The Form 1000 module, please stop and make sure you understand this clearly. This is one of the items that could create you having a negative experience in a purge situation with our company. The Form 1000 is how we document all of our quarterly product movement to the end consumer. And this will teach you exactly how to do that. And I would suggest you review that clearly before moving on. Our 7th one is our National Meeting and Training Seminar System. This is a powerful, powerful tool Market America has. Now the module itself is going to talk about how to read it, and it's going to really talk about the National Meeting Training System as online calendar, the scheduling tool. It's going to make sure that you know how to leverage your time. I just want to talk for a minute about this, and I have a real passion for the meeting system. I believe it's impossible to ever have walk-away money, ongoing income, if you do not plug into the National Meeting and Training Seminar System. This module is a simple part about how to use it, but it's really a bigger picture to where all of these trainings we have, even though you have this being done online, please go to the training in your local area, the new distributor training, the Basic 5. We have local trainings, 2 to 6 per year, where they bring in top professionals that are going to be able to train you. And don't forget our regional conventions, and absolutely put on your calendar, attend our company's conventions and trainings. We have our international convention usually in the summer, and our world conference in Miami in the spring, usually in February. This is the backbone that allows you to get large numbers of people training without you physically having to do it yourself. So I want to comment about that because it's becoming more and more imperative as our company grows and there's more information to get in front of these people so that you know how to do what you do. Number 8 module is the Sign-Up Wizard and Online Forms. I would highly recommend that you review this prior to bringing anyone new into the business. This is a great one to use as a training for anyone getting ready to conduct a sign-up appointment and just to review the procedures prior to the sign-in. This module, by the way, is also going to provide training on several forms that can be accessed individually. Number 9 module is the management reports. As you start having an organization and you want to track what's going on, the picture you see here is your distributor qualification. It goes through a list if you've completed all the different things, when your Q date is, what date you hit coordinator, executive coordinator, master coordinator, your current PIN level. It has, a variety of things as far as your Form 1000, the last one submitted, 925, 1001, etc. If your transfer buy set up, if you're hitting the requirements for D and so on. Your management reports, and that's just one of a lot of them. You can check volumes, and you can see who in your group's close to making a commission check. You should master this, especially if you're an executive coordinator, because you're going to have responsibilities to manage your team, and this will give you all the data for it. And this tool is a beautiful way to do that. Our online website tools that you should know, if you're involved in the Web Center, it'd be the www.mawc411.com. Really, mawebcenterinformation.com. is what it is, okay? And then mawebcenters.com itself. Transitions, it'd be transitionslifestyle.com. A very effective tool as you share stories about who's successful in the business is Profiles of Success. www.thepowerprofiles.com. I don't care what pin level you are in the company, you should write your profile of success. And you should write it really under this format. You should write about where you are and then what happened. Market America came in. As a result of that, here's where I'm going or here's where I've gotten to. And then get that submitted so you can start using the profile as a benefit for yourself. Then we have product information, which I use almost daily. MarketAmericaScience.com and Nutrimetrics.com. Our online website tools that you should know. If you're involved in the Web Center, it'd be the www.mawc411.com. Really, mawebcenterinformation.com is what it is, okay? And then mawebcenters.com itself. Transitions, it'd be transitionslifestyle.com. A very effective tool as you share stories about who's successful in the business is Profiles of Success. www.thepowerprofiles.com. I don't care what pin level you are in the company, you should write your profile of success. And you should write it really under this format. You should write about where you are and then what happened. Market America came in. As a result of that, here's where I'm going or here's where I've gotten to. And then get that submitted so you can start using the profile as a benefit for yourself. Then we have product information, which I use almost daily. MarketAmericaScience.com and Nutrimetrics.com. This is actually the completion of what we call the new distributor training, and I want to go through and just have you look at some of the review questions, and you can tell yourself whether you've actually understood what we're talking about, and then I want to talk about what your next step is as it relates to your growth within the business. Some of the review questions you should be able to answer as a result of this training is, what are the 3 required trainings? Maybe stop, pause, and write some of these down. What is the difference between a single entry and a master and franchise owner entry? How do you qualify your business development center? What does the term BV mean? And maybe you're thinking IBV as well. Maybe define both of them. What is your start date? What is your Q date? What are your Q date quarter periods? What does it mean to activate? What do you need to do to remain active? What is a Management Performance Compensation Plan, or MPCP, which I've just explained? How do you earn a management bonus? When do you earn a re-entry? Where do you find the training modules? What do you need to log into the Enfranchised Business Account back office? Here's one. Only you can answer this. Why did you start your Enfranchised business? And what is Market America? The Basic 5 will cover this next page thoroughly, but you really need to know, what is Market America? If someone came up to you and goes, what is it? You start a new business, what are you doing? You should be able to articulate that clearly in a way that makes sense. You should also be able to talk about your 2-minute commercial. Really, it's your story about why you got started. You should be able to write out exactly why you want what you want. This is the next step for you as it relates to growing in the business. You should purchase products for personal use. This business isn't about buying a minimum amount of products you can. Everything you're currently spending money on, you should be adding to your life on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You should set a goal to get your 10 customers developed and thoroughly integrated into buying from you on a monthly basis. And you should also put on your calendar to attend all 3 required trainings. The last thing I want to say as we end this training is, one time does not complete it. I would go through it again and again. I would bring your new people with you, because what happens is your knowledge level, as it increases, the content will be applicable for that level you are in the business. It's also a way to stay in touch with your organization, and it's a way to also be in front of people who know more than you. And this business is more about personal growth than it is a knowledge base. So I would be around people that can help you grow personally and have a vested interest in your success. Thank you so much, and I will see you at the top.